Hello, and welcome to episode 64 of Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast. This week's secret homework, let a favorite card inspire you. I'm your host, LaurenWhatevs, here today with my usual amazing, delightful co-hosts. First off, Ben, how was your weekend snap? And keep it snappy.
Well, my weekend snap, endeavoring to keep it snappy, as I basically always do. So last week, we were nearing the end of the season. And, it came to light that Ree was going to miss the Conquest variant for the first time maybe ever or something. And I don't talk about it a lot, but I used to get the Conquest variant every month. But I've now missed it probably more than one hand worth of fingers, less than two hands worth of fingers. But I missed last week's Conquest variant. But you know who the true casual, unburdened by the pressures of the game kind of player is? It's me, because I didn't even hit Infinite last month.
Oh, really?
That's right. I know.
That sounds very healthy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Real.
Well, it was modes. I played Sanctum like the whole time Sanctum was around, and then I had to play a lot of Grand Arena because. Here's the thing. I bought that event pass. The leapfrogging and the gauge just filling itself up. Like I don't know if they got smart for a second or something, but it didn't seem to like work out quite as it didn't snowball so immediately into a full prize gauge thing for Grand Arena. I actually had to like play like a lot of games, or not like a lot of games, but like too many games. I'll say
Gross.
I'll say it. I think that if you buy the event pass, maybe it should take you the work of an afternoon. Maybe that is what I thought I was paying for. So that was I spent a little more time with arachnobatics than I had honestly hoped to, and it just didn't leave a whole lot of time. And I just didn't get around to it. I got other stuff to do. For instance, I was workshopping a deck that I might be playing in the Golden Gauntlet this weekend. And you know what? I'll even tell you what's in it because I'm not even sure I'm playing it. It's called Secret Surfer because I think it's fun to call things secret, especially when they aren't.
Best.
For those who have not listened to every episode of Snap on This, I am the coiner of secret homework, a famously not secret thing. But anyway, Secret Surfer has one secret, and it's Cannonball. It's America Chavez, Surge, Merlin, Brood, Captain Carter, Silver Surfer, Hope Summers, Mercury, Sebastian Shaw, Copycat, Absorbing Man, and Cannonball. It's pretty cool. There are a lot of cards that I would have liked to have in it. At first, it didn't have Cannonball. The secret ingredient was actually Cosmic Ghost Rider, but he just wasn't working out. And the patterns weren't coming together. Some cards that are notably absent from this deck. We got no Power Buff Girls of any kind. No Galactor. No Gwenpool. Also, no Red Guardian here. I'm just not loving I mean, like, I do love Red Guardian. Red Guardian gets you out of so many scrapes and situations and things. But really, Mercury's the star of the show. When Mercury hits the board, I feel like that's a game that's going well. Because, wow, the thing that inspired this was some complaints from Thursday, who's a very brilliant move player, about just how oppressive it is to play against Mercury. And I thought to myself, gosh, I don't feel like losing to move decks in this Golden Gauntlet. I better bring Mercury. Thursday hates this card. And I gotta say, having her as one of these, I was playing 2-cost Mercury in the Surfer deck I played when I qualified, actually. So like I've already been loving Mercury, but like Mercury left the deck, but then I was like, I don't know, I probably ought to put Mercury back in, given how much of a day ruiner she can be. And she ruins days. And people just, they get so greedy with this move shit. And like I don't know. The deck briefly had Shang-Chi in it before I realized that Shang-Chi should totally be Cannonball because I had Mercury and I was doing ramp things already. But I've just been like, how do my Surfer numbers compete with the ridiculously huge numbers of there are a lot of decks right now that make really huge numbers, and I just wanted a way to kill a really big thing, be it this week's flavor, a man spider, or whatever else gets big. Honestly, I've still been seeing some zombie giant mans around, and I murdered a really big horde, and somebody didn't like it, judging by the emotes. I took some screenshots. Oh wow, they were not expecting the cannonball in the Surfer. Anywho, that's a real fun deck. I recommend it. I don't know. I might play that on Saturday. I might not. I don't know. There are other thoughts I've had, but that one seemed. I've been playing that one on ladder this season. It looks like I'm going to hit infinite this season, and it's good enough for that. I'm in the mid 90s and stuff, and yeah. Nice. So other things, still playing other games, still loving other games, still really loving Slay the Spire, especially. Oh, I was playing that last night. And I stayed up too late. That's what I think. What other things? One of our listeners. Here's a grapevine recommendation where I recommend a thing that one of our listeners recommended to me, and that's the game Dispatch. I don't think all the episodes are out yet, but we're always talking about these dang Telltale games. And, it's one of those. I don't remember if it's made by the Telltale people or just in the vein of the Telltale people's
Telltale
games.
doesn't exist anymore.
See, that's the thing. But I'm like, maybe it's the people because the people didn't all die in a fire as far as I know. But Dispatch, it's got Aaron Paul. I don't know. I'm hearing great things about it from everywhere, including from one of our listeners, Geelan, who sometimes tunes in to my stream, and I feel bad because I'm usually just doing the most boring speedrunning shit, just playing the first night of Hades 2 over and over again. But anywho, I have a hot tip that it's great fun. I've watched a few other people play little bits of it. Looks like great fun. And it's got superheroes, and this seems sort of Snap adjacent. I feel like maybe more interesting things happen in or around Snap for me, but I'll just have to wait until something later in the episode reminds me of them, and then I'll just shake up the flow. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe nothing else interesting happened at all. I would love to hear about one of your weeks in Snap, though, Rhi or Lauren. Are we sticking with the traditional order, or are we zagging?
Traditional order.
Sometimes.
All right. Traditional order. But first, I live fact checked. It's by Ad Hoc Studio, which includes industry veterans from Telltale Games. Also, Ubisoft and Night School Studio. I don't know what Night School Studio is. And I wanted to ask you, with the gold and effort you put into, you lovingly poured into Grand Arena, have you been enjoying Zombie Century?
Me?
Yeah, the fruits of your labors.
You know what? I thought about actually, I wasn't going to give him a test drive because I'm like, well, I don't have Zombie Mr. Fantastic, so I don't really have the whole zombie crew. Except I was opening my Series 4 pack to get Web Swing, and look what the ugly zombie Santa brought me. It was Zombie Mr. Fantastic, the card I've always wanted. So I guess I have him. I guess I have the whole zombie kit now. I could do zombie things. It's so much more fun to fuck with them.
I was just being a little shit. I didn't expect I didn't expect you've been enjoying your Century. Rhi, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Okay, so if you rewind to last week, on last week's episode of Rie's Week at Snap, I was all like, I am not getting Infinite this month, I'm not getting the Conquest variant, I'm not doing Grand Arena because I am mental health. And then everyone clapped. You all remember.
Yep.
Okay, so after that, I was very proud of myself. And for some reason, verbalizing that that night, I don't know, it finally freed me up. And I was like, oh, I actually kind of want to play. Also, my build of my mermaid game, I usually play at night. Just was broken. And I was like, oh, I feel like playing again. And I played, and I did enough Grand Arena, mostly with the default Mr. Fantastic deck, which was real obnoxious when people were teched specifically against that, and I was mostly too lazy. Right at the end, I finally made my own. I was too lazy for most of it. Anyway, I did enough to get the Moon Knight variant. Yeah, and that felt good, and they're like, here, little rat, have this little bite cracker. And I was like, yeah, that tastes real good. I do love a Moon Knight variant. I may
It's
have a million, right? And
really good one.
I did this still was the first Conquest variant I've ever let go because I have a lot of good Bishop variants already. And I don't ever play Bishop anymore since he's now he's mostly good in bounce type stuff. But I was like, but there's still 3 or 4, there's still a couple days. I could still get Infinite and keep that streak going. And I finally found the perfect analogy for what my brain does. And you'll have to forgive me for explaining this because I know probably both of you already know, it's probably a lot of listeners, it's very fundamentals of programming, but just in case someone is not at all versed in the fundamentals of programming, one of the basic loops in programming is called a while loop. And it basically says while this condition is true or not true, continue to follow this set of instructions. And it's very useful. I use while loops all the time, a lot of times for hey, every frame that the mermaid's not where I want to be, move her to where I want to be, iterate, that sort of stuff. Lots of useful things for while loops. The danger of while loops is where you don't have breaks in them. It's called an infinite while loop. It's where the condition that you're trying to meet always stays true or false, and therefore the instructions continue forever and ever, and you just get hung up. If it's in the game or whatever, just freeze, right? Because it's just continually looping through this set of instructions. And I realized I used to compare this to a certain scene in Steven Universe. That's what my brain does sometimes. And sometimes it's useful towards productive ends, like getting a piece of code done or finding a bug or something like that. But sometimes, that day, it was just okay, while I'm not infinite, play one more game. And it just to the exclusion of all else, to okay, if I have to get up and move, I guess I'll do that. But nothing else. It's if the power's running out, I guess I'll plug it in because that will enable the instruction loop to continue. And I got it all the way from the 80s where I'd left off after I don't know, several weeks of not playing. I'd maybe played a little bit at the beginning of the season, all the way in the night up to 100 into infinite. It was I don't know, 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. I don't know what time it was, but eventually I got infinite. And when I did, I was not super proud. It was more definitely it was the Frodo GIF meme of it's done. The Shire's never saved for us. Okay. But I did do it with the last deck I had played a lot because I was just coming back into the game. So that was smart. It was a version of my existential dread deck. Shout out to Britt Mangoes, who also used a version of this deck to get to infinite and loves it like I do. I actually did modify it in some ways I had been interested in doing for a while. I actually took out Silver Surfer First Steps and put in Agent Coulson. Because, like, that's the fun thing for, because, sometimes Hulkling's like an infinite or something. Or, it gave me that extra flex, and surprise. I always have to, like, shum up my decks. Like, there must be randomness, But, yeah. And what else did I swap from the last time? This was big. Red Guardian in for someone else. I was in this before. And now I would actually probably swap out Mobius in the last version I was playing for Mercury. Because even that doesn't feel like enough to stop the move meta that's going on right now. But that's what I crossed the line with. It was really fun. Putting stuff into there. Hulkling is Heimdall still, like, wants some fun games, all of that stuff. And then, okay, we'll save it for later. I have this, like my comics corner, which is more like, ooh, there's a comic I really want to talk about, and there's a comic I really want to talk about. But we'll save it for later because I really want to hear about Lauren's Week in Snap.
Ooh, before Lauren's Week, can I squeeze in something that reminded me of? Hey, what's up with all these War Machine decks? Why is everybody playing Infinite? I hate it when my copycat copies Infinite. Cut it out, everyone. Stop it.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I wanted to say. Lauren, shoot.
There is some of that Storm Legion stuff going around.
Yeah, definitely.
Ruining cards that are otherwise fun. I had a good week in Snap. I was on the official Marvel Snap channel introducing the new season.
You crushed it.
Very cool.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, I think it's technically the first clip I've put on YouTube because I put a Man Spider clip. I squeezed one into that video. I dressed up. I was going to wear the spiky beanie again today, but it's really tight. So I decided not to. But my child picked out all the accessories and did my eye makeup. And yeah, I talked about the new season, and it was fun. It was a cool opportunity, cool to be recognized. There hasn't been too much transphobia on Twitter or YouTube, a little bit. But that's what I get for being publicly trans. Okay, that's not a path I want to go down.
Anyway. No. Fuck them. No good.
Indeed. It's been a good week. I think I was also stuck in Rhee's while loop. I often am. While not infinite, pursue infinite. I hit infinite last night, staying up too late in the middle of a work week. It was like 2:30 or something like that. I'm kind of tired of this chore, and I'm sure I need a healthier mental attitude towards the chore of reaching infinite. But I just relax in the game so much more once it's done, and I'm tired. Like, it took 10 hours this time. Usually it's like 7, which is still too much. I don't know. It is a very clear demonstration of where I could find some more time in my life, though. How am I going to find time to do the dishes? Well,
can I tell you something that I learned that you probably already know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last month I only got up into the 90s. I was like, where's that going to put me at reset? Like 63 or something? Nope, still 73.
Mm-hmm.
So just make it up to the 90s. Who cares?
Yeah,
it's a card back, y'all. It's a card back.
Card backs that I never use, the golden ones. Yeah. And what, infinite, you reset at 75 now? So yeah, very small difference. In fact, you climb 7 extra ranks to start 2 ranks higher. So really, the people doing it to the 90s are like the most efficient players.
Yep. You get the gold. It's all good.
Yeah, that'd be really smart. Because it's not even like the 70s, 80s, and 90s are not even equal, right? I got a bunch of bots in the 70s, 80s, every now and then 90s. I was going to say I didn't see any, but I think I crossed the line against a bot, which was super, like, a little anticlimactic.
It seems like every season I get a different distribution. I can't make,
yes, it's very inconsistent and weird. Anyway, I used one of the best mid-range decks right now. I don't even know if it's really mid-range because it doesn't have tech, but it's Merlin werewolf zombies deck. It is very, very fun. I just hit auto build. Like, I threw a few of the cards I figured must be in there. Zombie, Scarlet Witch, Merlin, and Werewolf. Auto built it and then squeezed Web Sling in there. Because I'm like, surely Web Sling is useful when I've got Hope Summers and Zombie, Scarlet Witch. It was okay. I used it every now and then. Mostly, nah. It's just a 1-cost skill, which is a useful thing for Werewolf. Making some very big werewolves and some very big giant men. And then I played the Destroy All Ones deck that I think I've talked about here before. It's got 6 1-costs, and it's a destroy deck, and it's very fun. It's really fun when Moira gets going. And then the Hot Location showed up, and I decided to play a Move Tribunal deck that Scott Denham, friend of the show, friend of the pod, had posted. Yeah, it's got Spider-Punk as like a backup plan for Torch. And it's like, yeah, Spider-Punk can get pretty big if you move him a lot, but it's just like not even comparable to how big Torch gets. So, but I wanted to expand with all the cards.
Isn't it sad with Spider-Punk? Like, it's like you want to be excited and he's all punk and cool. And it's like, oh, what a show. And then, like, a guy walks on stage and lights himself on fire. And Spider-Punk's like, well, shit, how do you get that punk? And that's what it feels like in the deck. It's like, Spider-Punk's cute and all, but Human Torch is where the, like, zing is, you know? Like, anyway.
Yeah.
That's been my experience with Spider-Punk.
It's like, it's such a weird thing because, like, I want him to be just a little bit stronger so that he can go in decks that aren't move decks. But, like, that just makes him better in the move decks, and he still probably is just a move card then. And I don't know.
Well, to jump ahead a little bit, like in their OTA justification stuff, they're like, well, we really want there to be a mass move deck, a secondary move deck where it's not about doubling Human Torch a million times. And I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't have made Human Torch the way you did.
Nerf Torch!
Yeah, you know, there's a way to have that, but you didn't do the thing to achieve that outcome. So, you know.
I won't lie, I prefer the old Human Torch where you could just, like, you know, go
Killmonger it.
Killmonger. Yep. Just like snuff that little flame right out.
And even the threat of Killmonger was enough to, like, keep things tamped down a bit. You know, even you didn't have to play Killmonger; that you just had to maybe have Killmonger.
Yeah, it was such an important part of managing that deck, and you know something that moves good at dodging tech.
Yep.
So, like, you could have Shang or Shadow King, and you could deal with a lot of the meta with those 2 cards right now, or Valk even, although she's, you know, a little pricey.
Yeah.
But you got to hit that torch, and are you going to be able to guess where that torch is going reliably? That's something that Killmonger used to be great at. Well, anyway, it was a perfectly serviceable deck. I think probably Spider-Punk is Cosmo, and then at that point when you're all in on Torch, I like Taskmaster better than Tribunal. It does take a little bit better sequencing, but this is a Thursday-ism also. It's like, oh, your opponents are expecting Tribunal where you're going to third your power, but instead you play Taskmaster and double your power. It's like, okay. Anyway, hit Infinite, and I don't know what I'm going to do now. It's like I rush to Infinite, and then it's like, well, I guess I could chase down Clips, but there's like not a lot of people on Infinite right now.
Yeah, I haven't played much into the new season yet, to be honest. I mean, some Spider-Punk and stuff.
I think that's a wise choice. Also, this season, we don't have 2 full-length events. We have 1 long event and 1 half-week high voltage that is cosmetics only.
Oh, I love the high voltage that you get to ignore. That, you know, I criticize a lot of things, but, like, more of those. More pointless-ass high voltages.
Hear, hear. I do like the events. They do give you a thing to do, but also there's just so much going on in the game. Right. Hitting Infinite.
I feel like we used to complain there wasn't
Infinite
enough.
Weekend Conquest. I know, it's funny, right? Like,
I think some people did. I don't think I was ever one of those people.
I feel like
Wind
part of it
Conquest
is
is the
that we
only
didn't.
other thing to do.
We also didn't have as many new cards, so you weren't like, it's like, you know, you didn't have as much to, now it's like, well, I haven't tried all these cards. When I was looking at it, I was like, look at all these cards I still haven't like Elixir. There's a bunch of cards that normally I would like spend a lot of time goofing off with that I wouldn't even like share because nothing I did panned out. And I'm like, oh, I haven't done that yet with these.
Yeah. There's a lot I do like about increased card volume and having more toys to play with, but also it's very hard to get to play with all of them. Okay. Well, we all decided before the show we have nothing to say about Zombie Century or Galacti, so we're going to move on to this week's cards.
Nothing nice to say anyway.
Yeah. We're going to move on to this week's cards. 4 of them in one, so, you know, it's a good chance. There's one of these I have played very little. Spider-Punk, our season pass card, a 3-3. They buffed him last second. You can move this once. When this moves to a location, steal 2 power from the highest power enemy there. And of course, you can just keep on moving him. I'm making, you know, an ideal. A big Spider-Punk gets to like 15-ish power. Which doesn't make sense if you're doing 3. No, wait, that does. Okay. What do you think? Did you get him? Did you get to play with him? Do you like him at all?
I like him. I think I'll like the buffed version better, probably. I want the card to be good, and I want their secondary mass move deck to be real, just like they do, and it's not. So I don't really know what to do with this card. In the meantime, I'm like, maybe there's a cute surfer thing, but like I don't think there is. I think things have changed. I don't know. I really wanted Nocturne in my other surfer deck, and I was more excited about finding room for her than for Spider-Punk. So I don't know. I think if you're looking for a second self-moving 3 in your surfer deck, you still don't pick this guy. So I don't know.
I did. So yeah, I mean, I pretty much said my experience with him. I didn't build my own deck yet, which I probably would have had more fun with. I auto rolled, which was a move deck. And once again, it just felt like Human Torch was the thing you wanted to do. Like, you know, between the 2 of them, and he was throwing out for like when you Heimdalled, or just if you didn't have Human Torch, or etc. What I spent a lot of my time doing is like, move is meta now. For the first time, it's just move like everywhere. Maybe not the first time, but it feels like it.
It's definitely having a moment.
Right? It's having a moment, and I've always hated move. Even when it's not meta, because I love playing tech and like ruining, but I never like really tech for move deck. When I see a move deck like hit its stuff, that's when I always get worried, you know, or in Conquest or something, because it's like, oh, I do not have the tech to deal with move, and it's usually not a problem because I don't always run into it all the time. But now it's got so many tools to hit big, and like there's the dual issue of like, it's like they really did after tech came back. When I looked back, it's like, oh yeah, Shang only hits 1 card. That's not enough to get their Heimdalling with like Dagger and Craven. You know what I mean? Because if you're spending that 4 in Shang, you're just not getting the energy out, so it doesn't feel like Shang's enough. Mercury hurts, but it's like you both have to draw. She doesn't feel like enough all the time. You know what I mean? And Shadow King, right? When I went looking for him, it's like, oh yeah, they left him a 3. He's a 3 cost now. Oh, that feels so much harder to like plan to drop on a 6.
Yeah.
On a 6, which is really like dropping an early Shadow King. I see so many people who play Shadow King drop him early, and you know it's because that's their best play, which isn't good, which makes you feel like they should have had a different card in their deck than Shadow King that they would have wanted to play early, because you want to hold Shadow King back. And it's like there's just usually other things you want to do turn 6, because usually spending half of your energy that turn just to like knock down like one of their cards isn't doing enough to fulfill your own strategy. So, like, I said I didn't play that much into the season, but I kind of did. It just wasn't on ladder. It was like messing around in Proving Grounds and Silver Conquest, being like, how do I take out move? Because it's like, normally, like I said, it's been the thing that it's like, you know, it's a rodent of unusual size. I do not fear the swamps because I just don't run into them. But then you run into them, you know? So it's like, now we got to build a deck to go hunting. The first thing I tried to do, I tried to get cute with an ongoing surfer.
I've been down that road. I see the appeal.
It was too many ideas. It didn't pan out well enough. Were you ever able to make something like that work?
It has never been good when I've tried to do it, but it's so tempting, right? And like Wong could do Surfer, Wong could do Spectrum. Oh, don't you just love the options, isn't it? Yeah.
Right, all the same temptations. You're like, yeah, Wong could be good for all this stuff. You're holding back your stuff. You could even throw in a Shadow King to like plop down.
Yeah.
There's so many, and then you play it and you're like, this didn't turn out how I hoped it would. Okay.
That's been my experience.
So I tried that twice. So like I was so into the idea. I'm like, well, maybe don't do it. Or if you do it, share. Okay. Okay, so that was the first thing I tried. Then I was like, okay, Sauron, right? Because Sauron is just big power that I can fit a Shadow King into. You know what I mean? Hit them afterward. It won't affect like my power. You know, maybe I'll take out a Hydra Snapper with an Enchantress at some point. And I was like, I was going to build my own, but I'm like, let me auto roll so it puts all the cards in it. Just take out for what I want, but it'll put in everything I want in it probably. And, but then I was intrigued because I think you've seen this deck running around. That's probably why it was auto, because it's meta. It's one with like Super Giant with Sauron and stuff. I'm like, oh, what's this? And you try it out. That was fun. It was working, but like, man, move when it hits its shit is still just going to be big. And then what was like the third? I was like really going. I tried a version of my old Sexy Pile of Cards deck, where you like lose prio the whole game. You skip like turn 5. I put Warlock in it because like, right? Warlock's a good fit. And then you have a She-Hulk. You can win any one lane with a Valk She-Hulk, but you've maybe set things up to do around. The deck's never been good since Luke Cage. When it was at its peak, this was when Luke Cage was a 3/4, so we could win a Valk lane. You put him down early, and that, like, honestly, that change hurt this deck, I think, more than anything. That deck more than anything else, and they changed that. But it's like that. It's really hard to beat move on its bullshit because it's like I had even put together. I had like Cosmo and Mercury, and I was building things to beat move. But it's like you have to like get where they're gonna play their shit right. You have to have pry in the right. There's so many factors to stop them. They're unstoppable. Stop the spiders. I'm like definitely one of the Sinister Six. Like, we gotta take the spiders. That's what I've been trying to do. I like keep coming back with like new weaponry, you know? Like, will this do it? Nothing so far. I'm a villain losing. They're beating me. Okay. Anyway.
Even if you land the Cosmo right, they've got Madam Web and Sparky. That like they're fine.
I've read Guardian Madam Webs right away to still like lose to other like big bullshit. The problem is the more you tech right, the harder you have to get your own powers still. And like you can't just take out one of their pieces.
Do you have Mercury?
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing a lot. I'm not saying I've always lost to move every game, but I haven't built a deck that I can confidently be like that. Like, it's like the way like when playing my Existential Dread deck, which I'm sorry, I forget. For people who hadn't listened every week, it was like a Galactus First Steps Wiccan deck. But when I was playing, I just lost my train of thought getting into sidetracking to talk
with Mercury.
Deck. Totally lost it.
We can call it lost. I think Mercury's tough because you have to have her on curve or very near it, right? Like, if you draw her on 5 or 6, it's too late.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what
true.
I was gonna say. It was like Stardust. Like, if I face Destroy, and like, as long as I get Stardust and I get it early enough, or whatever, and along with Red Guardian, it's just like, it'll be fine. And I can't say that confidently with anything in Move. I don't know. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Move is interesting because like there's been a lot of people playing it this week, right? Like, and I have won many matches against people playing Heimdalls they shouldn't have played. Like, literally, if they just didn't play anything, they would have done better than if they played the Heimdall.
Yep.
And it's just, yeah, I don't know why Move is such a hard deck to play, because I don't think it takes that many reps these days. It definitely used to be a very hard deck, and I think like Move Bounce probably is still a tricky deck, but stuff like Madam Web and Sparky have made Move so much easier to play.
Have they? I think they've in some ways made it like more complicated.
Maybe the sequencing is tougher, which I guess is like, that's the main problem with Move. Maybe I've just finally played it enough that it's clicked for me.
It's just like there are so many good things to do that will generate value, and like then you really like so much more of it now I think is about like restraint and thinking ahead and like not boxing yourself out of stuff. And like for all of Sparky's flexibility, you can kind of like screw yourself sometimes. I don't know.
I think it's like it's an easy trap to fall into to play Torch too soon.
That too.
Like yeah, I burned all my enablers on Punk, and then I drew Torch on turn 5. And it's like I wish I'd saved my enablers because
like all of the enablers will get more mileage if you use them with Torch than with Dagger or Punk or whatever you're doing.
Kind of makes me wonder if the right deck is like got Crystal or Adam Warlock involved.
I would be shocked if that were the right
I've
deck.
seen Thursday rock Crystal before.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I wonder how the Move players all feel now that like it's meta. Is it like when when nerdism became mainstream and it's like, oh, we're not in the shadows anymore? Are they just like, I was into it before it was cool?
I mean, at the top of the ladder, Move has been meta for months on end. Like, it's widely considered the best deck in the game for them.
Makes sense.
Understanding is North America top ladder has like an agreement, like we're not going to play Move or Cerebro against each other. Because they're just clearly the best decks in the game at that level of play. But like this is the point I'm getting at with like the bad Heimdalls and stuff like that. Is like Move clearly in like the stats that Second Dinner sees, like Move doesn't seem like that good of a deck or that big of a threat. They keep buffing it. They nerf Mercury and they buff, Fanfei, and I feel like there's at least one other one in there. But obviously hitting Mercury's cost was a big buff for Move. They just added some Move cards to the game.
Speaking of Move and Cerebro things, I think my favorite game I played this week was one in which the Cerebro player I was against played a generated Scream, and that was a big mistake because I just made the Scream real big.
I love that.
Anywho, that's my very brief story time.
I love ruining a Cerebro, like a Cerebro 2 with Valkyrie is very fun, or just beating any Cerebro with Red Skull. But it's like, how often am I rocking Red Skull? Almost never.
Yeah,
that's fun. The Scream to ruin their day. Okay. Anyway, I already said the main thing about Punk before we even got to this section, which is seems like a good card, but just absolutely stuck under the shadow of Torch and will be until they do something about Torch.
Yep.
Okay, Super Premium Season Pass, also in Series 5 packs. Man Spider, 5/1. On reveal, merge the last card you played into this. When this merges, double its power. Did either of you get to play this or against it enough to...
I've been playing against quite a few of them. Seems like a pretty popular card. I'm not surprised by that.
What are they doing with it?
Making him big.
I've only seen it once or twice. Yeah.
Really big.
I've been trying to cannonball them when I can.
It's It's not much, but it's honest work.
The weirdest thing that has come up from Man-Spider is apparently this change happened a while ago because it affects Penny also, but I had no idea that Penny was working this way. But they changed it so that merge abilities happen even if you're the card that's being merged in. So like if Blob or Symbiote Spider-Man eat Penny, you get the extra energy.
You get the energy.
Oh, really?
If Blob eats Man-Spider, he doubles immediately. And I think that actually counts towards his 13. But like it's... Anyway, the point is, if you Man-Spider and then Abs-Man, you double. So it's a ×4 if you do that. So I've seen lots of people doing like Ravonna stuff, which lets you do Man-Spider and then Abs-Man and then Taskmaster or Zola. Which, yeah, gets very, very big if somebody's not teched against you. I don't know. He does seem like a very strong card. I've seen some people having success with him. For me, when I was using him, I felt like that's when I was running into all the Shangs and Shadow Kings. And for the record, it's not because of deck-based matchmaking. It's because I was playing a card vulnerable to Shang or Shadow King. Like, it's
so troubling that you even had to clarify that. Oh, man.
I know.
I feel like our listeners are probably not the deck-based matchmaking.
I'd hope so.
I hope that's not the audience we've cultivated.
Well, anyway, I understand that a lot of people do think deck-based matchmaking is a thing. And
why?
Yeah, it's just
why would it be?
I'll just tell you, even when Shang was at the top of the meta, I almost never saw him because I don't play cards that are vulnerable to Shang. My opponent almost always had something better to do instead. Okay. I don't know. He's interesting. I think they need to fix the merge thing. I think you should have to care about which card is the face-up card in a merge.
Really? I kind of like that you don't.
I don't like the blob thing because, like, as an opponent, I'm going to have to, like, click on stuff to see what happened there. Like, you know what I mean?
I like it less for Blob, but more for Penny, right? Like, shouldn't Penny be able to do the energy, whether she's the face card or the underneath? I don't know. I feel like it's all about coordination and cooperation, and I don't know. I like it for Penny, but I do agree. It seems, I don't know. There's something not cool about the Blob thing.
The other interaction you might see adjacent to this is if somebody plays Man-Spider on Bar Sinister, it ends up at like 3,200 power because it just gets a whole bunch of ×4s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you Zola a Man-Spider and you played something in between them, Man-Spider 2 or the Man-Spider 3, I guess, the second copy ends up eating the first copy, which is like, it's kind of funny, but like, you can play around that. People will learn that you need to do it right after Man-Spider so that the last card played is destroyed and there's no target anymore. I don't know if this card's a problem, but I think it is very strong.
Mm-hmm. I thought it would be, and it was.
Okay. Superior Spider-Man, Series 5. 3/4. At the start of each turn, you get +1 energy if you have any cards with increased power in play. Thoughts from either of you?
I'm seeing him around. I'm still not convinced that he's... yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing him, but I don't feel threatened when I see him. I get a good feeling is what happens when I see him. I don't think he's very good.
Yep. I actually think I got a really good read on him in that there are probably decks that like him, but it's decks that are getting green power anyway. If you're intentionally adding green power cards like Silver Sable or whatever to your deck in order to hit Superior Spider-Man, it's too much. Like, this is not a build around card. You should not be doing that. And so there might be a little handful of decks that like him, but like, it's very niche. Generally speaking, he is not going to be your best 3-cost ramper.
There's like one project that has me thinking maybe I'll pick up this card, and that's because I think he might be friends with my boy Jimmy, Hams. I kind of feel like if I want to live the Jim Hammond life, it would be nice to have Superior Spider-Man around as an option, even if he doesn't always make the list, you know? But I'm just thinking, you know...
They buff each other.
they're cute together. There's some literal synergy afoot. I don't know.
Read anything about Superior Spider-Man?
I've only seen, I mean, kind of just the same thing. I've only seen them like once or twice. And I remember it wasn't like, it was like they didn't have trouble getting them off, but it didn't feel super threatening. And they were playing it in a deck like Bounce or something, somewhere with their little silver sable and whatever big plans.
I mean, maybe that's right. Like, that goes along with what I was saying, where it's like, if it's a deck where you're playing Silver Sable anyway, or the Hunger anyway.
Right? Yeah, that was my favorite. It wasn't a bad card. I wasn't like, yay, I'll win because they're playing this card and it's that bad. It wasn't like an, oh no, another of this deck. Yeah.
I won't be surprised at all to see him get buffed. I think 3/4 is just not big enough for what he's doing.
I agree.
Web Sling. Series 4 card, 1 cost skill. On reveal, next turn, you can move one of your cards away from here.
This is the one I picked up. I haven't played it yet. I'm honestly pretty surprised at how little of it I've seen across the board. I sort of thought everybody would be web slinging, especially given the popularity of Move these days. Although you could play this in other things, and I think there are some smart other things to do with it. But I'm just surprised it's not been more widely adopted.
I think there might have been a lot of people that skipped zombie cards. That was where I was looking at them. Like, I would love to have Web Sling, like, as a card. But, like, when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, if I rolled for it, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get a zombie card. And that was my problem with zombies. I've played against many, pretty effective zombie decks, but you have to have, like, all the zombies, Mm-hmm. And, I don't want to get them piecemeal, which seems like the way I will get them. And I didn't want to disappoint and get Web Sling. I have played against it. Like, it was mostly in Move decks where it is definitely effective. I mean, it leaves space behind, which you want space and Move, and it gives you options, on your next turn. So it seemed good in the couple times I played it. But you're right, I haven't seen like everyone having it either.
I've played quite a lot of it. 2 of the decks I used on the way to Infinite rocked it. I think probably the best thing to do with it is to enable Werewolf. But I did also like the option of, the Move deck I was playing had Hercules involved. So I don't even know if this is relevant if Hercules isn't involved. But basically what I was doing is I'd have Madam Web down, Hercules down, and then I'd Web Sling the other lane. So wherever Torch ends up, I can move, like, whether he ends up in the Web Sling lane or the Madam Web lane, I can move him again next turn.
Gotcha.
So, like, when he didn't go to the Web Sling lane, it really wasn't doing anything for me. But, like, it was insurance. It was a contingency plan.
You know where I've been most tempted to play this card, but haven't done it yet? I think it would be kind of cute in a Surfer deck, or really any deck where Captain Carter is the star of the dish. Because, like, shifting the contents of a lane where, like, Captain Carter's not even in the front row yet, or perhaps Captain Carter is moving to the front row of a different lane. Like, I think there's a great deal of ambiguity that you can mine there.
It
but
seems good, that flexibility.
So it just seems cute.
That seems really good, actually.
You could do other little cute things, like put like Captain America Sam Wilson in the deck, and like if you have nothing better to do, you could move him or the Shield to get an extra, like,
and both on the same turn.
You know what I mean? Just find a lot of little uses for it. That's why I love little 1-drop. Like, that's why it's so good, and it doesn't take up space. It's like why Nico's so good. It's like, just throw in everything,
Well, she is.
Yeah, definitely having a bunch of 1-cost skills in the deck is great for things like the Raft or Castle Zemo or Vormir. Like, there's tons of locations where it's relevant.
There's a reason I'm shoving Merlin in everything all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're often finding a little, like, room for one energy to fit somewhere in a turn.
Yeah, that zombie werewolf skill heavy deck, like, it's pretty strong, but also I would just, like, if you're looking for a new way to play the game, it felt pretty novel. Being able to, like, I was literally moving werewolf like 6 times in a single turn just because my hand is full of ones. It was kind of cool.
That is cool.
Okay. That's it for this week. just 4 cards. Next week, yeah. Next week we have 2. Ezekiel Sims in Series 5. It's a 2/2. After you play a card with higher power here, give this +2 power and move this to another location. Just a quick vibe check on this card. How you feeling about Ezekiel?
I might spend 6K on him.
I'm gonna get him because I like the, like, it's cool, and I'm excited for whatever they buff it to. Also, huge flavor win as a fan of the character. Like, that's actually his whole deal. Is he's afraid of this other character called Morlun, who's like this immortal, like, not literally a vampire, but like some sort of timeless vampire creature who feeds on animal totem people, like Spider-Man or a lot of Spider-Man villains or whatever, how Spider-Man's always fighting the Scorpion, the Rhino. So, like, this dude Morlun is like, I eat you all, yum, 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 yum. And so Ezekiel's like, he feels like bad that he hasn't, done anything cool with his great power except, like, run away all the goddamn time. And he's like, Spider-Man, I'll build you a bunker and stuff. Just, like, hide out like I've been doing. This guy's got your scent. He's going to kill the fuck out of you. And Spider-Man just not. He's not a coward like Ezekiel is. And so I like that cowardice is built into Ezekiel's ability. Anytime a bigger thing shows up, he runs away. Yeah. So big lore win for second dinner with this card, I think. I just wish it were good.
I like it. Yeah, I don't know how good it is. Where I was I was looking, I have enough time. I have like maybe 15K tokens or whatever right now. It's like, I have enough to get a new, I was looking at my options. And this is my problem. When I just roll, like, I was like, okay, if I just roll these, I'm likely to get a zombie card. It's not going to feel good because I don't have any of the other zombie cards except for Zombie Scarlet Witch. So then I looked, I'm like, I actually for now have a Season 4 and Season 5 regular packs because I'm like that far behind on my collection now. But it's like, it's Sparky and Jim Hammond and Firelord. And I'm like, I'm not feeling currently right now inspired for any of those cards. And I'm not like, I'm not a big, like, all in on move, where I like move. My favorite move is the werewolf bullshit. I love Silk, Batrock the Leaper. I was so tempted to there's a new variant for him yesterday. And I was like, no, I should hold off. I don't have that much gold. And then I immediately bought Fan Fate. It's like, 7700, she looks so cool. I love a cool girl variant. Okay.
I was also excited about the Batrock variant, but it's from one of those studios, and I don't trust those dang studios. They just seem
really?
Like
I didn't even see who the studio was. I just thought she looked cool immediately, and it's like I'm so impulse.
I think he's talking about Batrock.
Yeah.
Oh, Batrock. Oh, the Batrock the Leaper variant. Okay. Yeah, that's
I would love a Batrock variant, but like I would love for the artist to have a name that
Yeah, that's where I was at. I was like, I try not to get one just because I really want a variant for that card. Because inevitably, whenever I do that, when a different variant, more comes out later, it's like, why'd you? Yeah, because I have limited gold resources. So that I immediately spent on Fanfare that I never play. Okay, but I was looking at all these, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do with these tokens? I had been set on being the most efficient. But I'm like, if I have so many cards and I'm not feeling excited, and I do love my Silk, Batrock, Hydra Stomper bullshit, I'm like, and probably a lot of other people aren't, unless the people who are just always collection complete aren't going to get Ezekiel Sims. So, like, maybe I can have some fun. So I actually think I might drop the 6 on him for giggles.
Sounds good. I mean, that deck does sound fun, but mostly this card does not enthuse me at all. Maybe it's the character. I mean, I haven't read the comics, so maybe the comics where he appears, so maybe he's a great character. I have seen Madam Web.
He is in Madam Web, not doing anything that has anything to do with his appearance in the comics, as I recall, but at least not the comic appearance that I'm familiar with. His first one.
In some ways, it's like kind of interesting, this like juxtaposition of like super mobile guy wearing a suit, but also like it kind of makes me uncomfy. Like, I don't think you could do that in the suit. Maybe it's made out of special material. Anyway.
Well, I think he doesn't wear shoes. That's his thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like he just doesn't.
I believe he's a
look
barefoot
cool.
lad.
I think he's barefoot in the movie too. Okay, and then our other card, Series 4, next week. The release schedule this week is funky. In fact, there's a card later coming to Snap Pack. To Snap Packs. Okay. It's coming on like a Thursday. What is?
Okay, this whole time, and I forgot that we could actually like look things up while on the show because I'm so singular focused. I'm like, oh yeah, we can like live check. I'm like, when you were talking about Ezekiel Sims, Ben, I'm like, is he? Because I'm not familiar with him from the Spider-Man comics, but I'm like, is he the one behind Silk? Like, right, yes. Hiding Silk in a bunker? And this whole time, I'm like, I think so, but I didn't want to say it and be wrong, and I just looked it up, and it's like Ezekiel Sims. So it's like, yes. All right, sorry.
Yeah, what a jerk. Chameleon, 3/3. On reveal, copy the text of another card here you revealed this turn. Vibe check. Are you excited about this card? I am.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not yet. I'm also excited.
Yep. Does seem like a good
I like
server.
copying cards. And it's cheaper than abs. But this turn. I keep forgetting that. It's so hard.
Turn,
I don't like it.
This turn and this location. He's very restrictive.
We never compared him to this card when we were doing the season ratings and stuff, but like, how do we think Chameleon stacks up against Prodigy?
That's who I think is the closest card, yeah.
Prodigy's better because you don't have to play him on the same turn at a cost of 3.
Yes,
Chameleon, you don't have to play directly behind the other card.
Mm-hmm.
Easier for me to set up Prodigy, I feel like, or get good use out of Prodigy than have to play it on the same turn. This means you're not playing him turn 3. You're probably not playing him turn 4 because you don't want to copy a 1-cost card. It's probably not strong enough for you to want to do that, right? What 1 cost is going to be worth it?
What 1 cost is going to be? Is it Spider Ham?
There's going to be instances where but enough for a deck where you're gonna put him in. Is a 3/3 Spider Ham what you want to do? Okay, so like probably give me examples of the 1-drops you want to play. So that means you're playing him turn 5 or turn 6.
Yes.
Right? And look how powerful Shadow King is in this meta and how much I was struggling to want to play him on turn 6. It's like, I don't know, buddy, Chameleon. You're asking a lot from a girl here. Like, I don't know.
He definitely is, but there are 2s and 3s that are worth copying, and as long as there are, I think he's going to be relevant, right? Your Cerebros, your Surfers, your Victoria Hands, like those are the obvious ones. Prodigy, people were kind of cool on Prodigy for a while, and then eventually he became like, oh, this is a real card sometimes. Same with Chameleon. I think
Prodigy has miles more charm. Just like so much more charm. I think is a very fun design that asks you to believe and to work with it and like meet it halfway.
Prodigy.
I don't
where
know.
are you
Chameleon
getting the
just
strength?
isn't as likable.
Okay, Prodigy is 3 cost, and look at the fucking strength you get out of copying Invisible Woman for Steps or Jocasta or like those kind of cards versus what you're going to be able to copy with Chameleon. Not an activate card on turn 6 that costs 3.
Yeah, you would need ramp to pull off one of those 2. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be like amazing, but there are decks that will want him.
Yeah, I just think he's tricky. I'm not saying, I want to be excited about an on-reveal, but I still think for me, I'd be more likely to play an abs man for the kind of like Gwen pull shenanigans I want to do.
All right, we're going to talk about this week's OTA. Is one that we got some heads up on because they were trying to, let people prepare for the Golden Gauntlet, but it has arrived. Debris goes from 3-3 to 3-7, but no longer adds rocks to the opponent's side. What do you think?
I feel like it's kind of bittersweet because, like, whenever they rework a card, this, fundamentally, like, just like changing its basic deal, I feel bad for the debris that was, because, like, that was a solid card design. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a double-edged
pretty
thing.
unique.
Yeah, very, very interesting design. And the thing is, I also like this new design. But, I feel bad for the people who loved old debris because I'm sure they're out there. And personally, on a selfish note, as I mentioned earlier, if I can't put Merlin in it, I'm probably not interested in playing it in 2025. That's not true. I played discard decks without Merlin, but like I love it when they play debris because that's a polymorph target. That's a once in future target. They're not ready for me to be benefiting this much from those stupid little rocks. I get excited when they play the debris. And now I will no longer get to enjoy that. I think it's probably good for the health of the game.
Okay, I think debris has gotten more powerful because it is just more likely you're going to fill your board, and only leave like one spot open and that you need that spot. And whenever they want to, I don't think they ever like kind of unjustly nerf Clog. They sometimes add things to Clog. I haven't really enjoyed Clog, to be honest, that much since Annihilus came back from the old days when you used to feel real clever pulling off a Titania Green Goblin, but like, I don't think so. I think it's good because Clog is really unfun to play against, so it's usually good to keep it a bit down. And debris is what's pretty much always going to be in any kind of Clog deck you were playing. Kind of good one. And the new one, I love that we're going like one step closer to the rock deck of my dreams with Rhino and whatever. It's such a dumb, I don't even know. It's like, I just want to put them all and make a bunch of rocks. And it's like, what's even the point? I don't know. It doesn't do anything yet. It's like my island walk dream in Magic the Gathering. Like, I don't know. It's stupid. I want to do it. Anyway, so I'll probably play with her after this.
Yeah. I might actually. I'm more likely to play this version of debris because, like, I'm always looking for little bodies who can hang out behind Peggy, or next to Peggy. Just I think it's a cool card. Yeah, I'm excited about it. But
you bring back Patriot Surfer.
I don't think it'll do that. I don't think Patriot is. I don't think Patriot
is making a comeback.
I don't think Patriot has a comeback in him. I think Patriot is done.
I'm doing it this week.
3-7 is pretty real as far as stats go.
Yeah.
I will say I feel bad for the people who love debris, right? Like, which is probably most Clog players, because like we were saying, most Clog decks are rocking debris. However, I like Clog a lot, and my favorite Clog deck doesn't use debris. So I don't think Clog is dead, and I've seen some people say that. The thing is, the strongest Clog thing has always been the Titania with Green Goblin or Acid Arrow or whatever. That's always been the strongest thing to do. And you can still do that. So I think Clog's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I think Clog will be extra fine if maybe if you nerf such a big, like a card that looms so large as debris, does this maybe leave room for them to buff some some familiar faces. Like you're talking about the most powerful thing to do in Clog, and like I recall there was a very powerful thing to do in Clog once, and that was play White Widow. Can we bring her back? I don't know. I don't
Just
know.
wait for Deafening Chord before we make any changes to White Widow.
Yeah, I guess we can't.
Yeah, she's not good. She needs to change, but I feel like she was too good in her
She was
she was
really
for sure.
good. All right.
She was for sure.
Misery goes 4-9 to 4-8. I think they said something in the notes about her being like consistently one of the best cards at high MMR.
She should never have been 4-9.
When you were talking about high end, with move and stuff, it's like this is one of the first times I feel like I've seen them call in the notes the vast discrepancy between high end players and like the player base at large. But I agree with this nerf because mostly I'm playing her with people that like know how to use her. Like, you know what I mean? And she's very powerful when used well. So, like, I'm happy to see her nerf, to be honest.
Yeah, I think she is not... Hood, my understanding is Hood is one of the top performing cards in the game. And it doesn't...
Was Victoria
doesn't need
hand?
Misery, but Misery is a very big part of why Hood is good.
Yeah, she didn't need
she's
that.
She's a decent body on her own.
Stat line. Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
and like
she's
4-8
a good
is still
body.
very good. It's
she's
still
like,
overstated.
what if Venom was just big to begin with? And you're like, fuck yeah, I'll play a Venom that's big to begin with. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Cosmic Ghost Rider, 5-7 to 5-6. I'm happy to see this change. He's one of the holdout strongest tech cards in the game. I think he'll probably still be fine.
Okay.
I'm less excited about this one. I kind of think he deserves that 5-7 stat line. That's what I think.
Right? This is the existential dread deck that, like, right? This is where, like, they nerfed Elias and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, right? Those both came out of the deck. It's like this deck is no longer what it is. Now I'm concerned, like, this has already been happening with the deck. It's one reason I put Agent Coulson in, because I needed more power that I could potentially play out because these cards were getting nerfed and I couldn't. Honestly, Negasonic would still be good, except for I just really needed her to be. She really needs to be a 3 for that deck. Yeah. And now with him going to 6, I'm wondering if I just like the whole deck. Like, is the deck just like a different, you know what I mean? Like, do I need to like kind of, well, its core was like they continue the march. They said they wanted to focus like less on like tech, on people being able to just play a bunch of good cards tech. And I didn't realize until now how much I just play a bunch of good cards tech all the time. A lot of the time with a lot of the things I do, because it is being taken away from me. And now I don't know how do I hurt move when you take away all my cards. And that's what it feels like. I'm like, I don't like Existential Dread was the first kind of homey deck since like since like Storm, Nebula, Discard, Dracula, and now that's going away. And it's like, what is my comfort if I am not like playing some kind of silly thing with enough tech to take down whatever I'm up against? It's like, well, now I can't do that. Now I need to also be all in on the most power. And that's almost never how I've played on trying to hit on just like max power. I'm trying to do shenanigans. I'm a Trixie Hobbit kind of player, So, I don't know. Someone plays a lot of these cards.
Conversation is like absolutely critical to the future of Snap, right? And I've seen other players like Yuri who like the good cards add in some tech to be able to manage the combo decks or whatever. When I was on Snap Judgments last week, Pulse brought up an interesting idea that was like, the genie's probably out of the bottle, but the problem is there's too many tech cards. Right? When it was down to like 3 main tech cards that were all strong and generically strong, that was okay because you could play around them. Right? Like you you knew that the big ones to play around were Shang and Enchantress and whatever. Now there are so many. It's very hard to play around every single one of them. It's an interesting challenge because I'm a combo player, but I don't want the game to devolve into the best deck is always the combo deck that can go the tallest.
Right. Yeah. And I also don't want to see only other, like, you know, just be playing against other all tech decks, you know? Like, I don't know where the middle ground is there. That's an interesting side of it I hadn't thought about. There is so much more tech. And Ghost Rider was good. Like Cosmic Ghost Rider. I know I feel like you guys were dogging him, but I always
he is
was
very
using
good.
him to good effect.
He is good. He's better than I expected he would be, and I've enjoyed playing him in my Jim Hammond deck and stuff. I don't think he needs this nerf. Like
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's good enough
Ghost
now.
Rider me, I'm like, good for you. You did it. I'm not always like worrying about Cosmic Ghost Rider. If I think they have Cosmic Ghost Rider, sure, I'll worry. I'll dedicate a stray thought point to Cosmic Ghost Rider or whatever. But like, I don't know. He should be 5/7. That's an effect that doesn't always get you something
anymore.
You know,
right?
I
feel like he deserves Legion's stat line. That's kind of like his level.
I think that the cards should make sense, and like the sense-making stat line for Cosmic Ghost Rider is not 5/6. I think there's no reason to. I don't feel comfortable playing a 5/6 that might not do something. You know.
Right.
I'm okay if there's some, like, I am, as a combo player, I'm very often doing combos. Tech is not my best friend, but I like how it manages the meta, and I don't think 5/7 Cosmic Ghost Rider was too strong. So I think it's interesting they picked on him, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe they saw it in the data. Maybe he is, you know, pulling more weight than he should be or something. Okay. I'm going to lump 4 of the next ones together because they're all just 1 power buffs. Vision goes 5/8 to 5/9. First Ghost Rider 2/6 to 2/7. M'Baku from 1/2 to 1/3. And Hydra Stomper, we're buffing move from 3/2 to 3/3. Any specific thoughts about any of those? Do any of them feel risky to you?
No. Maybe Vision. I don't think Vision deserves the 5/9 stat line.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I was going to say of all of these, like Vision is the only one I'm still not super tempted to play because I don't know. I guess if you're trying to lockjaw him out, right? That's where I see it. Okay, never mind.
I don't see that many Visions.
That's where I've seen him in the Storm Legion decks.
Maybe it
People
is
are
fine.
lockjawing him out. And it's like, oh, it is kind of nice to get that Vision out on turn 3 if you're like doing stuff where you move stuff around. But man, 2/7 is so. I remember I had fun with Ghost Rider, whatever I built with him. I don't even remember what it was, but now I'm like, oh, now he's even bigger. Kind of want to get back to that. And M'Baku, I've always meant to mess around with. It's the ultimate meme to play with. And I've just never gotten around to it. He's always felt so like particular, you know, because it's like my goal when I'm building a deck for card is to not make that the most cuttable card. And it felt like that was going to be real hard with him. It's like,
there's 2 places for M'Baku. It's Cerebro 3 or anything with Blink.
I know. I hate Cerebro. Okay.
I'm still not even sure he goes in anything with. I mean, that's a whole card slot for. I mean, I know you get extra value in the Blink situations and stuff, and it's just like, I don't know, 12 cards and one of them is M'Baku. But yeah, of these 4 cards that like moved, there are 2 of these cards that I do play. I do play the first Ghost Rider, and I do play Hydra Stomper, and I think it's a great change to Hydra Stomper, a card that already can get big enough, but like I think the floor should be 1 higher. I think this was good and correct.
I also like it.
Yeah, and I think that the first Ghost Rider can safely have that extra point of power. And it's good for there to be good 2-cost things, especially since they decided that we can't have Colleen.
Yeah. All right. One more, a rework. Fanfei goes from 4/7, where she just moves your cards to the right. Now she's a 4/4. When you activate her, your other cards get +1 power before moving them to the right. You don't like this one?
More torch centric. Yes, more. Let's buff them while we move them. There's only one card that cares about that, and it's Human Torch. No, I don't like this.
I wish they made her 3 costs so we could do surfer things with her.
Yeah. I don't think this is a good or interesting change. That's what I think.
Interesting. I thought maybe it would be better, but I don't know what I would want to do with her.
The only thing it's better with is torch.
No, it's not necessarily true. Like, she spreads her power now, right? She's like a little baby claw.
Yeah, I guess that's a little bit interesting, but I don't like that she's like prescriptive, like, well, you should be playing torch with me. And I think if fewer cards were like, you should be playing torch with me, maybe we'd see fewer torches and the game would be more interesting.
It also, this change does something I don't like about it. It makes it harder to do the cute thing where you're like, am I going to proc Fanfei? Like, if you don't proc her, she's just a 4/4.
You've left money on the table. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I really think they should have made her a 3, and then we could at least be doing like fun Red Wing surfer, bullshittery.
Or silly Peggy
Let us have
stuff.
Fun. Yeah, let us have fun.
God, seconded her. Okay.
Why you gotta make it a 4?
We are going to move on to this week's side quests. First up and only secret homework. I assigned the secret homework, and it was a very general, but I thought it was fun to let a favorite card in the game inspire you. Take a card you love and do something inspired by that card this week. I picked the card Mysterio, who is not really explicitly a magician, but is some sort of illusionist. Does like movie effects.
He's a special effects artist.
Yeah, but that involves all kinds of illusion. And so I taught myself an illusion this week, which is not going to be great for audio. Oh, it's not going to be bad for audio. It's just going to be better on video. So I have, hopefully it's going to work. I have a coin. Have somewhat been practicing this, but also like I don't have experience as a sleight of hand magician, so this is new to me. It's a coin, and I'm going to vanish the coin because this is inspired by Mysterio. It's a coin.
Wow.
I don't know how that worked, how that showed up, but I mildly impressed my wife and child with that this week, and maybe in the future I can impress a niece with it. So. I'm
impressed.
That's well that's what I did for the secret homework. Ben.
That's amazing.
Well, for this week's secret homework, I wasn't really sure like which of my favorite cards was going to inspire me, so I looked a little further ahead in this season. Not a card that I'm like expecting to play or anything, but a card that is definitely coming out. Morris Bench, Hydro Man. And I don't know if y'all know, but it's been a little rainy where I've been living in the past week, and I do a lot of walking. So I did some walking in the rain to be close to Hydro Man. And also, there was a lot of mud and puddles, and I was reminded of Hydro Man's mud monster incident with Sandman. So in that way, I was close to Hydro Man. Also, another thing I did this week, last night, I watched Fantastic Four First Steps on Disney Plus, and I was thinking about Human Torch First Steps. He has a moment of self-awareness in the film that I liked, when he's like, he knows how he will be received when he's talking about the Silver Surfer, because like. He knows that they know that Johnny loves space and Johnny loves beautiful women. And so like, of course he's going to be fascinated by the the naked lady from space. And that reminded me, of course, of the classic Jamiroquai song, Cosmic Girl. So I listened to that. It's a great song, full of lots of corny sci-fi references and things. Hey, I'm not here to defend Jamiroquai's name or the Stupid Hats, but I will defend the music. They got some bangers. Yeah, so that's what I did. I walked in the rain and listened to Cosmic Girl. And that's how I got close to my well-known favorite cards, Human Torch, First Steps, and Hydro Man, the cards that everyone associates with me. So, you could say I didn't do a great job this week, and I would be saying it with you.
No,
but that's
walking
what
in
I
the
did.
rain, that totally counts as being inspired. I wish I had more rain to walk in. Ree, what'd you do this week?
Okay, I did love the secret homework. It's exactly the kind of shenanigans I love. For some reason, it popped into my head pretty early what I wanted to do. And I guess I got excited about that, and I didn't think as much about the sharing of it. But I wanted to do something I haven't done in a long time that was really meaningful to me when I was younger. Was I used to write a lot of poetry and read it. And when I was younger, I loved it was an interesting journey because I loved Edgar Allan Poe. I still do. My favorite poem probably ever, I'd still probably say, is Dream Within a Dream. I know I'm like an emo sucker. And when I first started, when I was a teenager and I was in fifth grade or whatever, writing stupid poetry about my teenage feelings and fantasies or what I thought was good poetry, I was usually being really into everything. I was trying to make a sonnet or a villanelle, using iambic pentameter, fitting a form. And it's I would write it, and I would do there was some stupid poem I wrote when I was young. It was about how day and night loved each other and they couldn't be together, but they would meet for one moment, and that would be the kiss we call the dawn. Kind of dumb teenage stuff that you think is it's subreddit. I'm 14 and this is
good
deep.
enough for all sorts of. I don't know. I think it's fine. That's what I think. Don't beat yourself up.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. But I would write to this specific form, and then I would immediately I'd want to show my friends and stuff, and be look at this poem I wrote. But then and I kind of fell off, and I took a poetry writing class in college, and I was with other people then who were also writing, who like to write poetry. Just for classic me would sign up for this class because they were interested, and that's where I started. I'd never respected William Carlos Williams type stuff before. I was always into this very formulaic, very Poe, of set rhymes and stuff. But I started really learning to respect other kinds of poetry, and my own changed where I started breaking down form and stopped caring. And I started finding my own format of things that would just make a structure to myself, to it, the poem itself, and not adhering. And I stopped kind of sharing any of it. The last several poems I don't write much over the years, they became very personal things that I just wouldn't share with anyone, and they would have this raw edge for me because I would write them. It would be a cathartic experience where it's going back, it's I feel I hadn't finished them. I didn't make them. It's not when I'm writing something and I'm trying to make a finished work, I'm working on a game. It was going out on a drinking binge or something. Just getting it all out there, and then what's there is there, and it's done. And it's a very therapeutic experience. So I wanted to say, if you need an outlet, and I said, it doesn't even have to be sharing with anyone. It's it takes, I talked about like having a while loop in my brain earlier, but like sometimes when I have like the emotions that lead to like, you know, repetitive thinking, like working on poetry is the kind of thing that can take that feeling and like channel it into something that is, you know, less destructive than like negative repetitive thinking or something. So I just wanted to recommend it. If, you know, it may sound silly or whatever, and you may not, like, I want to get back into reading more or something, but like just writing it as a way to like process feelings you're having about events or anything is just like, you know, a worthwhile, like, I can't stick with journaling, but occasionally I just get out there and like write something that is not for anyone to read, you know. It's one of those things. Anyway, just saying as a recommendation. So I did I did it earlier today. I wrote a poem called Scarlet. It's about Scarlet Witch because I think she's a really fascinating character. Like, I don't know. It's like I don't know. I can maybe share in the Discord. I've never like read my poetry out loud, so I don't know if that like will like translate well on podcast. I didn't think I was so excited to just do it. Like I was so inspired like by Lauren, because it's like, oh, I don't know. I love doing stupid stuff like that. Like when I was younger, I got this like pack of like Card Captor Sakura cards. Like, you know, and I used to like, when I was younger, try to like, I would like carry, like put one in like my backpack, like for college or something. I was older than you would think I would be for this kind of stuff, to be like, you know, like carry the strength of that card or like try and channel it to like, you know, just like a little bit of like mind magic. Anyway. So, and that like that homework to me felt like that kind of like, you know, I don't know, find magic in the ordinary. Why not?
Love that. Okay. Well, if that's all you've got, I would love to see your poem, if not hear it. But what is next week's homework?
Okay. So I was thinking, okay, for Spider season, what I want is I want us to all make a soundtrack for it. Because it's like, you know, the spiders are cool. Spider-punk is cool. Spider-punk is punk. Punk is music. So the challenge is make a 10-song playlist. One song, like, for each character that's getting released. So it's to be like song representing that character. We have Spider-Punk. This is the order because we can't like title it. Spider-Punk, Man Spider, Superior Spider-Man, Ezekiel Sims, Spider-Man Noir, Prowler, Web Sling, Chameleon, Deafening Chord, and then Hydro Man. Now, I even came up with a bonus because I realized I was making this list. I don't think we have any ladies. Like, there are no women. And, like, that's a bummer. And also, like, oh, man. Okay, remember, we were talking in, like, our podcast chat. I saw Lauren, you know, me and Ben came to Lauren, like, the orphan children we are, like, please, can we have the season pass code? And Lauren is like, yes, children. Anyway, and I was looking through the season
Lauren
pass.
offered. She didn't make us beg. That's not how it went down, Ree. It didn't go down like that at all.
You know, it's that's how I picture it in my head anyway. So.
That's very telling.
No, I was scrolling through, I was looking, and I saw the Silk avatar first, and I was hyped. I'm like, oh, we have a Silk, because I hadn't, like, watched I had not been on top of my podcast duties. Hey, I played more Snap this week. But, like, you know, and then I scrolled down, and I saw the variant, and the Silk variant is such a, like, you know, like, it's the curse of the, like, double tits, double ass cheeks.
Yep, we're looking at the front and the back at the same time.
All parts must be shown in a way that, like, yoga cannot achieve. I don't know. Yoga can probably achieve a lot of things just because I'm not capable. So I shouldn't say that. But, like, I was just, like, picturing this, like, I'm like, do you think the Spider-Women have to get together before each, like, Spider season and be like, all right, one of us must be the porn variant sacrifice. And like it would definitely be like Spider-Gwen, like Ghost Spider stepping up, like I again will take on this burden and be the porn variant that the rest of you may just be cool girl variants. And it's just like Silk is like, no, not this time. It's been too many times, Spider-Gwen. You can be the cool girl variant. I will be the porn variant this season. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just like Jessica Drew is just like in a, it's that like meme with the two people talking and he's like in the hood and he's like, fools. It's just like, if you're familiar, Jessica Drew has this infamous cover that's like very sexualized. Like if you see like Spider-Man's like ass cheeks, all the jokes that are going around about that right now on the internet. I don't think the internet's the same for all of us, but I've seen a lot of Peter Parker like butt cheek memes, like made for it's the whole like made for gamers, made for activists. It's just various male characters. I am
familiar with that.
Very
that
sexified butts, you know. A lot of Peter Parker ass cheeks. Okay, and it's like, but I think like some of that comes back to this variant cover, this overly sexualized variant cover of Jessica Jones, in which her anatomy is like insane. Like she is not a blob woman; she's a spider woman. You know. Anyway, so like. All right. Okay. I got way off topic, but the bonus is 3 extra songs representing the variants, just so we can have songs for them. That is Ghost Spider, Silk, and then Black Cat. She got that web shop variant. So up to 13 for bonus.
Awesome. Hey.
Okay.
Well, that sounds fun. Well, listener, viewer, if you liked what you heard or saw and haven't already, like and subscribe, write and review on iTunes or Spotify, leave a comment on YouTube or Spotify, or come hang out with us on Discord in the Speakeasy, our little corner of the Snap Judgments League Discord server. There are instructions to get there in the show notes or video description. If you'd like to, we're proudly part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like Snap Decisions from Joe on Mondays. And if you want to hear about all the cute things we're doing that we will surely be doing with Ezekiel Sims and Chameleon, tune in next week. Same Snap time, same Snap channel.
Yay, guitars.
Now you can tell us about the comic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure? Oh, it's like a whole thing. Maybe I should just save it.
Oh, all the more reason. Pull the trig.
Okay. Okay. I read it like a couple days ago. That's why I'm so hype on it. Okay. You wouldn't believe this. I didn't believe it going in. The title is Justice League Red. And like, here's another reason I like to premise all my excitement about comics about why you should not be excited about them. But I was looking at this and I was just kind of like, all right, we'll see. Here's the cast of characters. Okay. 1, we have Green Lantern Simon Baz. Okay. And Simon Baz is a newer Green Lantern. He's one of the newest ones created. And he had the curse of being created simultaneously with the Green Lantern Jessica Cruz. You may have seen her around. Here's the thing. First of all, his name is Simon Baz and her name is Jessica Cruz, which already sounds like some hot actress. You like should know who it is, but you don't. That's what it sounds like to me. And she's got that going for her. And her design is she's got like a cool like Green Lantern, like clear monocle techie looking thing. Right. So like, and you know how good, like a cool design brought Gwen Stacy back from the dead. That's what a cool design will do for you. And Jessica Cruz had a cool design. And her character had a whole thing where like she has like severe anxiety. I'm forgetting the name. It's one where you don't like agoraphobia. You don't want to go outside at all. Become a shut-in. And it's like, I don't know. A lot of people can relate to some level of anxiety. It's a good kind of, character gimmick for a Green Lantern. So like,
Given their relationship with willpower and, you'd think they'd all have interesting mental health diagnoses.
So she's not the character in this comic. It is Simon Baz, the other character, he's cool, and that he is, one of the first, I don't want to say one of the first because there's so many characters, but that I'm familiar with, Arabic character, and but they didn't give him a super cool storyline. He's really into his gun and anyway, he mostly got screwed over in that he didn't have an interesting enough storyline compared to Jessica Cruz. So he's one character in this. Another character, Power Girl, right? Who it's I've never been that into Power Girl. One of my good friends is really into Supergirl in a way that she's necessarily not that into Power Girl, and out of sistership, I also sympathetically am more into Supergirl. So that's another character. And, Power Girl's the one primarily known for having a big rack, right? It's been a problem. That it's just what her character's been known for, right? She's another character.
Have they redesigned her costume in recent years, or is it still the boob window?
The boob window.
I know. I think now it's fully it's obviously as tight as possible, but full coverage.
Okay,
where we're at in the design.
That's a step in the right direction.
Okay, yeah. So, and then we have Cyborg, who is Cyborg's a cool character. He's still mostly known for Teen Titans. I have read some Cyborg. I haven't read I've read even some solo Cyborg. He hasn't had the coolest arc yet that I've been able to recommend. And so, I look at the cover with this cast of characters and a big central character who is Red Tornado. And someone's going to get very mad when I just want to simplify so we can move on by describing Red Tornado. I think like DC's Vision themed in red colors. Robot, cape kind of stuff. Just, think of it that way. And so I look at this cover, I'm okay, what's this about? Oh my gosh. So, and the writer is Saladin Ahmed. I'm sorry. I feel like I say everything the worst because it's usually the first time I've ever said it out loud.
We've
Things
all been
that
there.
I've read. And I've read stuff by him before and I feel like it's all been fine, just kind of mid, nothing that I've thrown out to recommend yet, but nothing that's been terrible. But this is got my attention. It's this cast of characters. Okay, they go in and it's Red Tornado recruits Power Girl and Simon Baz, and he's okay, you guys, you can't tell. We have to save everyone. You can't tell the rest of the Justice League. If you tell them everything, will end. But I need you here. Here's the thing. I've been tracking all these predictive algorithms, and they're Red Tornado, predictive algorithms are only they're not super reliable. You can't get lost in those. And he's okay, yes, I know. I so know that. Okay. But also I do know that the Justice League they just reform. You know how the Justice League does. They're on, they're off again, they're on, they're off again. Now they're on again phase. They were just on and off again phase. And he's but they reformed and all this power centralized. It's going to have all these consequences, unknown. It's setting them getting together, setting into motion all of these events that will cause the doom of everything. And if they're made aware of them, people will die and stuff. And they're okay, Red Tornado's no, you have to go right now and go kill this robot because it's going to set in motion things and it's a big weapon. All right. So they go, Power Girl and Simon Baz do it. it's kind of embarrassing. They kind of like B-team it. They're not used to like teaming up. And they're like, okay, well, no one but us saw that. So, as long as we're quiet, it's all good. But like, they destroy it and they're just like, oh, fuck, this is like an agricultural machine. This isn't like a war weapon. So they storm back to like Red Tornado. And he's like, I know, but like, I needed you guys to go then and I couldn't explain. But he's like, when they brought it, it enables them to like go to this other world. And then they use this weapon as a last defense. And then and he like kind of explains it. And he says some things that like do make sense. And it's like kind of like, I'm kind of reading this. I'm like, it does kind of make like a bunch of really powerful people getting together, making all the decisions, like it's like, there's kind of this undercurrent, but this guy's obviously like, and it's a red tornado, right? So this is this is like I said, compared to Vision, it's like they're coming to the sky and it's like, he may not be all human, but he's a good dude, right? He's doing
I know Red Tornado as the guy who was looking after Young Justice when I was reading that. Like he was the voice of reason for these kooky kids.
A voice of reason. This is Red Tornado, And he's telling them, he's like, I know. And he's like, I can't stop you and I won't stop you if you're going to tell the rest of the Justice League. But like, please listen to me. Like, I know I am trying. We can avert all these timelines. He sent like Cyborg on a mission to like steal something that he didn't realize he was wrongfully stealing, and stuff. And he's like, we've averted all these times. There's just one that's just creeping toward this invasion of apocalypse and I can't, prevent. And he's like clearly in distress and like, and they're like Red Tornado. And he's like, okay, no, you guys have to go right now or Red Canary's gonna die. And he like pops up this visual and they see like Red Canary has been kidnapped by like.
There's a red one now?
Yeah, I guess.
Dang.
Like I have been she I think came about in other comics recently that I haven't read.
I know the black one.
Red Canary. She's just a martial artist. She doesn't have superpowers, and she's just going. But she'd been captured by the old Titan villains, like the Brethren of the Blood. I haven't read as much of the Titans. Brother Blood. And so and Cyborg is like, well, fuck, we gotta go. So they go to save her and they're like, they're like, okay, we'll go, but Power Girl's staying right here to talk the fuck to you, Red Tornado. You know what I mean? Because they all realize he's like lied to them and he's going on. And so she's like, Red Tornado, like predictive algorithms. He's like, no, I've been doing this nonstop. And he's like, but this is part of why I need you here because I worried I'm losing my humanity. So I need you. But you don't understand how important this is. And he's like so desperate to get them to see this. And then he's like, okay, before you say anything, let me show you this card. It's this portal. And they're like, Kara, is that you? Is that you? And she's like, is that my dead fucking parents? And he's like, yes, I opened a time portal. And they're like, Kara, we've met you. We can see you've grown into a strong, beautiful woman. And she's like, what the fuck is happening? And he's like, you can talk to them for a few minutes. And she's like, no, first I'm going to talk to you, Red Tornado. So he goes and he closes the portal. He's like, okay, I don't know if we can get that back. But he's like, I was doing this for you, to show you, to give you something back for everything that you're doing. And she's like, and it's just like, he pulls such a good tension of how much is Red Tornado actually onto something? And clearly he's fucked up. He's very the conspiracy meme from Homeland, the lady with the equation, So anyway, and it's just hooked me into this this premise, and it's so amazing with this cast of characters I didn't honestly care that much about, and I'm so I'm in for the ride. Anyway, I was excited for it.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. True.
We did it.
A nice tidy ending.